Alright, there we are. Well, hello again, everyone. This is more for posterity than anything, but I figured I would do a little streaming tonight. It has been an eventful weekend, to say the least. My area got hit with some pretty righteous wind, tornadoes, storms, and a lot of people still dealing with that right now. But figured I would do a little streaming, have a little downtime away from the ravages of the weather, and I'll just jump on in without further ado. Hope everyone's staying safe out there. Yeah, we got more Elden Ring. We'll see how long we go tonight. I think it went about 2 hours last time. We'll see what we get here. Really working on those calibrations up there. There we are. Alright. Yeah, we left off on the precipice of a much larger world. We were up top here in Limgrave, and I took a big long elevator down to an underground oasis. There's a lot to do in here, but this is one of the primary tasks right now. I'm gonna start some fires like a real responsible human being. Pick some of this herb up. I'm not actually sure what that does, but the fire I just lit, I know what that does. And you can see one of these pillars is now aflame. It was not before. Oh, and I got the map. Yeah. So I can fluctuate in between, but now I can actually see the layout of this area down here underground. So it's not huge compared to the rest of the world, but it is a decent chunk. These glove warts are important too, because they'll make my wolves stronger. I don't know how I have half health, but I'm gonna fix that real quick. You can also ride your horse down here, which is very helpful. Oh, I can level up. More HP never hurts. And we will be needing a lot of it by the end of the game. But yeah, I'm gonna make it my first task to light all these braziers, because I think it'll be fun. You see some apparitions up here too, and unfortunately they are not just ghostly figures that you can't interact with. They will attack you, as they are right now. They hit hard. Oh, you're right there too. I'm just gonna run. I don't feel like dealing with you. I also apologize to anyone who might want to catch the streams. didn't really advertise this one. Mostly because I know most of the people who would want to watch might be dealing with post windstorm issues. So I didn't want to make anyone feel obligated. Don't worry, I'm not going to beat the game in this stream. Ow. I'm just going to get shot a lot with arrows. These guys really do have aimbot too. Oh, and you know, we'll take a break from lighting braziers too. These little wind tunnels, I don't know if I've gone in one up on the top level yet, but they're pretty neat. You just jump, and you keep jumping, and they'll carry up really high. There's not a whole lot over here right now, but it is a bit of a preview of coming attractions. So our path ends here, but there's clearly something else going on over here, and we will get to that. You can see there's someone else gazing up at this little kind of looks like the Pantheon, is that it? Or the Parthenon? I forget what it's called. Ancient Greek ruins. Or Roman. I also forget which one of those it is. And now, my task is to see if I can get back. Which I think I can do. Even on my horse. Platforming is not easy in any Souls game. And this is no exception. But we did it. I didn't mean to go this way with that. Okay. Okay. Just taking the lay of the land real quick. I think I've got 3 of the fires lit. Gonna speed run the acquisition of these flames because there are a lot of dudes around here, and as a mage, I'm pretty squishy at this point in the game. And so it's something that I'm making great use of in Elden Ring, the fact that you can spend a lot more time avoiding enemies when you're really low level, rather than having to deal with a bunch of stuff. Ow. Ow, 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 ow. Okay. Those things are not nice. But we do have a grace site, which I will rest at. I love looking at the architecture and the art design in these games. It's just astounding. No one makes worlds like From Software makes worlds. Fantasy worlds, I'll say. Excuse me, dear. Wow. So that may be 4 or 5. I need to check and see real quick. Engage your progress again by these pillars over here. Way back here, actually. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Need 2 more. Okay. Guys, let's be cool. Let's be cool. Let's calm down. All I want to do is start fires in the middle of your home. I don't see what's so bad about that. Ow. So I got 2 more, and I'm pretty sure they're further this way. This is where the snipers really get ridiculous. Yep. You gotta move. You gotta keep moving. There is a portal right there. I'm not gonna go through it yet, because I forget where it sets me out. And I don't want to miss a thing. Hear the danger music playing. Those guys. Ow, him. Right. Speaking of aimbot, those are the worst snipers. I'm trying to think of another enemy that will just wreck your shit like that. I mean, I know they're out there, but when it comes to like ranged attacks, it's hard to get more annoying than these guys. I might actually take the portal now. There are a few of these in the lands between, and it will portal me somewhere. And I regret that, because it took me further from where I needed to be. Okay, well, I got some smithing stones. We're going back. Okay. Do a little jumpsy doodles. I actually do want to go over here, closer to the ruins, because every time you see one of these golden trees sticking up, there is a little treat. And it is a golden seed, so I can probably use the one to make my flask better again. It eventually costs more and more as you go. Yeah, I don't think it goes much further this way. Maybe a little bit. Or maybe a lot of bit. Maybe I've forgotten. Okay, yeah, no, this is it. Get in this little cave, you get a rune arc, which is an item that will let you partake in the blessings of the runes that you acquire as you go through the game. And the runes are part of the broken apart Elden Ring, which I don't have any of yet, but we'll keep that in our back pocket. And at this point, I think I've got one more brazier to light. Yeah, I'm really not trying to deal with these snipers. Ooh. Oh, I can hear him. I can hear him. I don't know. I don't think it's up here. I think I missed one. I got a charm, which is nice. And this will be useful in a second. So I got a stone sword key last time I played, I think. Ah, but I need two. Never mind. This elevator don't work unless I use those keys to open it up. So I will not be making use of this yet. There are a lot of little campfires out here. It's interesting to think of who might have been camping out here, considering the general hostility of the locals. Okay, so I found another grace, which is nice. I can respawn pretty close. I'm trying to look from a distance to see if I can find the last little torch. But I think I'm just gonna have to charge in. I'm not over here. You, I got you. Ah, right ahead. Good. There is all manner of flora and fauna. It's actually, well, I'll take a look and I'll take a second to look at this. These rats are not immediately hostile, and even the locals appear to be doing some kind of ritualistic stomping toward the ruins up there. That actually does have a decent amount of meaning, which we will get to eventually. Okay. With that, I think I'm done with the torches. So maybe I'll take this portal. And we'll see what we did. Is that all of them? I think that's all of them. So I will admit, I did all of that for something that is entirely optional. But if you ascend into this ruin, you will find a corpse! Yay! Now, it wasn't glowing before, but I didn't feel the need to show you a dead deer. But it is glowing now, and I can touch the remains. And we'll just see what that does. Takes us to a cave with a giant, I don't think they call them fog walls. Are they grace walls? Erd tree walls? Just mist walls? We got a boss. The soundtrack is incredible here too. There go all my wolves. Too early. Yeah, I'm a little early for most bosses in the game. Probably should have given myself more FP recharge too. I don't have enough magic to do much. Of course, he hits hard too, so I need my actual Estus. It's not Estus. I keep calling it Estus. See if we can just do it with the sword. Probably not. That was my last flask. Gotta play smart here. Or get hit, yeah. Yep, there it is. Oh well. I can maybe do it. I'll try him again. And luckily, bosses in this game have their own respawn points outside of them. So yeah, the Stake of America here. It lets me respawn here instead of at a grace site. So the runbacks are pretty forgiving in this game, which I like. I might forgo the wolves this time. And just, maybe I can... He doesn't move too fast. I think I can glint blade him. As the first one whiffs hard. That follow-up is so quick. People were talking about how this spell in particular, the Carrion Slicer, can like carry you as a mage. And I just never used it in my first playthrough. But I do like how it basically uses no magic with every strike. That is nice. I knew I was gonna get kicked. And again. That's okay. Well, we can get him about half with my magic. And I whiffed. Good. That was early. I think that just heals me a little bit. No, it doesn't do anything. Good. I haven't assigned anything to it. Means I should probably fix my build a little bit before I tackle this guy again. Don't want to step in his goop. I also just don't really have the reach. The S-Stock's a very good starting weapon. But I can't hit him. Yeah, I'll actually respec my healing items a little bit. Things I forgot to do. Alright. So, my Flask of Wondrous Physic has nothing installed. Good. But I've gotten a couple tears from outside of some of the minor Erd trees. And those let me pick what to put into this flask. These tears are reusable, and they just give you different effects. So this will heal half my HP and give me more stamina when I use it. And I can't add a charge yet. I don't have a sacred tear, but I can give myself one more magic flask. And maybe that'll help. Yeah. I need to probably teleport. But we can try this guy one more time. And honestly, no, he's hitting me with physical attacks. I was gonna say I might change my outfit, but no, I need the physical. I could get my helmet back on. It won't do a lot, but it'll help me tank hits a little bit better. Starting out great. Okay. Thank you for the 3-piece. Okay. Yeah, not going great. That's all my healing. Too quick. I think if I were tenacious enough, I probably could take this guy out, but I may also just decide to come back later. I think I can get a little bit better equipped. I don't actually have the means to leave this area from a new exit, so I think what I'm gonna do is just teleport back out for now. And where shall we go? I probably should... I need to unlock a few things, so I'm actually going to follow where the game is telling me to go for a little bit. Because again, these sites of grace, they'll start pointing a little bit toward the direction they want you to go. As you can see, it's fairly well fortified here. So I'm just going to run. That giant jumped down, and I'm not going to deal with him. I don't recommend running from your problems, for the most part, but it's not the worst idea right now, for me. And look! Another golden seed, which will give me another flask. I think this happens only here in this game, but the wind will summon wolves, just right here, for some reason. Okay. Got another grace site. I want to examine this shack a little bit, because there is another stone sword key and a new friend.
Everyone's been grafted. Everyone who came with me. They crossed the sea for me. They fought for me. Only to have their arms taken. Their legs taken, even their heads. taken. Taken and stuck to the spider. Did you know, if you're grafted by the spider, you become a chrysalid? It's quite a lark when you think about it.
So, this lady had a bunch of traveling companions come with her across the seas to the lands between, and they're all dead.
You're all on your own, are you? And heading to Stormvale Castle? Enticed by the one in the white mask, I suppose. Oh, you've come to be one with the spider? Well, that makes us two peas in a pod. But I don't have your courage. It's scary, you know, having your arms cut off, or legs, or your head. I want to be like everyone else, but I'm just too scared. I'm nothing but a craven.
So there's, in some way she thinks that being grafted into this spider is a noble cause, something worth pursuing, and she thinks herself a coward because she doesn't want to lose her arms, legs, or head.
Oh, I know. Can you take this little one along with you?
She also gave me my second ashes, jellyfish.
The poor thing deserves someone braver than myself. And the spirits look rather fondly upon you. It'll be glad of your company, I think, the little un.
Which was nice.
It was a pleasure to see you. Oh, can you pass on a message for me? If you see the little chrysalids in Stormvale Castle, tell them I love them. And that, despite my craven heart, I'm sure I'll be joining their club soon enough. I'm finally getting the hang of this whole pain thing, you know.
So this is Roderica, and we will be seeing more of her as we get through the game. I also want to look at that jellyfish she gave me. So this is a floating spirit that illuminates its surroundings. Prone to tears, the jellyfish girl searches for her distant home, will bravely spew poison at foes on her summoner's behalf. It seems her name is Aurelia. So this is one of the rare non-human shaped ashes that has a name, and it's Aurelia, which will become relevant much later in the game, but it will be relevant. So I mainly wanted to get up here to meet her, and I think I want to go east for a minute, so I'm going to follow this road. I know some of this playthrough is probably going to seem a little disjointed, especially at first, while I'm still putting my build together. But I do just kind of want to showcase what the world looks like, check out a few things. We will eventually start killing bosses. I know I've fought 2 now that I haven't actually managed to kill, but we'll get there. We will get there. So this guy has cool armor, first of all, but he will teach you, I think, weapon arts?
Not seen you before. Name's Bernal. Tarnished, just like you. Let me ask you something. Are you here in the lands between to take up the fight? Does your faith in the guidance of grace hold firm, despite the collapse of the Golden Order?
So you can actually decide whether or not your faith holds firm. We'll tell him yes.
Yes, you're a Tarnished through and through. Takes me back. But that's a quality needed now more than ever. Any interest in bearing the torch of my battle arts? All I know is the sword. Picked up a fair few tricks in my time, too. Now's the time to pass them on. To a good and proper Tarnished, like you.
So he will teach you Ashes of War, which are skills that you can attach to your weapons. So you can make them give you the ability to do a little kick, an upward cut, some thrusts, other things like that. I don't use these a lot, if I'm honest.
Not floating your boat, eh? Well, there's no rush. Knowledge of the arts can wait another day.
Yeah, Bernal's pretty chill. But I don't really need what he's selling right now. I might try to take a detour here, down into Giant Country. Because I'm going to need one of these giants. Just one. He already saw me, so we'll go ahead and attack him. Ooh, hit him in the noggin. It didn't knock him down though. Okay. So that was a lot of effort for that one guy to die, but I really want this guy to be by himself. Because I want him to break this statue, and I can't do it. So he gave me access to some smithing stones. And now I don't care. I don't care what he does. I'm leaving. I just wanted the stones, so I can eventually start upgrading some weapons. Oh, he's still after me. It's a little encampment down here. I don't remember if there's really anything of worth in the long run. But I can stomp through real quick, grab a few tiny things, and run. Again, the nice thing about Elden Ring is you never have to engage with the enemies around you. I do, however, want to meet another NPC who is over here.
Hello? Can you hear me? Help me. I'm stuck. Hello? Hello? Anyone? Oh, my stars. I'm so happy to see you. I am Alexander, also known as the Iron Fist. And as you can see, I'm stuck here. Please, can you help me out of this?
I'm gonna help him out.
My thanks. 1,000 thanks. Just give me a good smack from the rear with something nice and big. And I'll pop clean out, I'm sure. Don't dally. There's no need to fret. I'm very well trained. Give it your all, I say.
So, we need to smack this stranger on the behind. I'm gonna use... Really, this is the only weapon I have skill for. So, you can make sure he's okay.
Don't stop now, friend. Just keep clobbering away at the old behind. Put those doubts to rest. I'll be just fine. I'm very well trained. Give it your all, I say.
Alrighty. We got him.
Ah. Well played, good lady. Well played. Though that mighty wallet of yours almost spelled the end of me. Ah. I'm out now, and that's what counts. I thank you. And as a token of my appreciation, I'd like you to have this.
Got more exalted flesh. That's a consumable. I think... What does that increase? Boosts your physical attack. Cool.
Once again, pleasure is mine. I am the warrior Jar known as Alexander. Iron Fist Alexander, in fact. I journey to the east, where I intend to further my education in the ways of war. And beyond these lands lie the scarlet, rot-blighted Caelid wilds. And upon their southern edge is Redmane Castle, in which a festival of combat is being held. I'd heard whispers of such festivities before. Doesn't the notion set your breast aflutter?
So he's headed east to a festival taking place at Redmane Castle. We will also eventually be heading east to take part in the same festival. But not right now. That will be for a later date. I can upgrade my flask, which I will do. And then we'll take care of another one of these guys. The pumpkin heads. Ow. Okay. Ow. Dropped a sanctuary stone, which, off the top of my head, I don't know what that does. Got a smithing stone, though, which I know what those do. And yeah, we're closing in on where I want to go. Oh, another merchant. These guys are everywhere. I forget where some of them are.
Oh, dear. Yeah, I'm terribly sorry. Are you here as a customer?
I am. He's got a couple things I can't afford, but I'll get more smithing stones, which I'll eventually use, I promise. Get another cookbook, so I can make more staff.
I must apologise. I'm afraid I've very little to offer.
No, you're good, bud. I haven't fact-checked this, but this tune he's playing, people have likened it to the music that plays during the final boss of Bloodborne, which I think is really cool. And I also really like the detail in his finger positions as he plays. It's very cool. Now I'm avoiding these graves because there are very many mans that will pop out of them to attack me, and I don't want them to attack me
There's no mistake.
because I want to talk to this guy.
Death has left its mark once again. Ah, a tarnished, are you? I'm known as D. I hunt down those who live in death and weed their death root. Heed my warning. The village here has been touched by death. And worse yet, it is home to a mariner. If you value your life, then go no further.
So he cautions me not to go further east to this little village here because it's been touched by death.
The village here has been touched by death. Turn back while you still can.
but we're not good at listening to advice. And I think I can take this guy. So you can see the water here is very cloudy. Like a bunch of sprouts coming out of it. And a spectral canoe driver. He's about to summon the undead. Also kill his own dudes, weirdly enough. But I guess he doesn't care because they can just come back. Ow. Ow. He'll teleport every now and again, but overall, he's nothing much. When you beat him, all the undead go bye-bye. Pick up some ashes and some death root. Pretty neat. Which we'll find out what to do with that probably pretty soon, actually. There's one more thing I want from this town, and it's up here. I do have enough stone sword keys now to get in here. Say hello to all the turtles. I like turtles. And this is just a nice talisman. It lets you recover stamina more quickly, which I find pretty nice. And I think we can run back and talk to our man D. Oh, yeah, he's right here.
Another fool who won't listen to reason, eh? But with a prowess for weeding deathroot. How would you like to earn the strength of beasts? If you're inclined to hunt more of those who live in death and weed their deathroot, then I'll introduce you to Garank, the beast clergyman. I have a matter of my own to attend to, and the beast himself wishes for someone to take my place. What say you?
Well, sure. I'll meet the beast clergyman.
Very well. Show me your map. I've marked the location for you, of a hidden gateway. It will lead you to Garank, the beast clergyman.
So I'll look at that mark in a minute, but I just want to admire this guy's drip real quick. First of all, that sword's really cool, and his armor resembles the... what was it? The armor of the Embraced in Dark Souls 1? Where he's got like a whole statue coming out of his chest plate that he embraces with his left hand, while his right hand seems to be at least meant to look like the right arm of the statue. It's very cool. But yes, he made a mark right here, the Sending Gate, and I don't think I have a reason to not go here yet. And in fact, I actually have many reasons to go here. I have many, many reasons not to just jump down this cliff. But I think... Okay, well, I'll just die. I'll just die. Okay. I missed. How much do I care about those runes? It's hard to say. Maybe a little bit. I could probably get a couple more levels out of those. I did just beat a boss. Alright, we'll try again. And now I'm paranoid, but I want to be careful. Okay. Solid. Solid. And we're good. Alright. Now I still need to get way down there. But I think I'll take the long way around and raid these graves. Get some ruins. Got more cookbooks as well. Actually a pretty decent amount of runes here. I don't know why Kenneth Haight hasn't gone back to his castle yet. That's a little weird. Maybe I need to talk to him again.
Ah, yes. I've been meaning to ask. Would you like to enter my service? I see bright things in your future, stout warrior. Enter into my service and learn the workings of the Erdtree's true order. And who knows? Perhaps sometime down the line, the grace of gold will return to those tarnished eyes of yours. What say you? A fine accord, is it not?
I suppose I'll pledge my service.
Very well indeed. I knew I saw something in you. I shall await you at my fort. We shall hold a ceremony for your knighting there, I think. I see great things ahead of us. We are truly by the Erdtree blessed.
Okay, so that will most likely entice him to move, finally. Entering his service is not, it's not super binding or anything, so I don't care. And by the way, this gate that D has made us aware of was here the whole time. So I could have just gone here when I came and got my physics flask earlier. But I didn't want to spoil that. But we use this portal and go meet the beast clergyman. Where could he be? Apparently in Grail's Dragon Barrow. Which, I don't have a map for this area yet. Moreover, it is off of my beaten path, pretty far. So, just a little hint as to how much bigger this map can get. We are deep in uncharted territory now. I'm not going to bother with him yet. I'm going to go in here. Into the bestial sanctum. Get me a grace. And talk to who we can assume is Grunk. We can try to talk to him. just kind of snarls. Or we can hand him the death root that we just got. I do want to read that description real quick, though. Death root. A source that gives rise to those who live in death. The beast clergyman found at the bestial sanctum in the distant east collects and devours these roots. On the night of the dire plot, the stolen rune of death enabled the first death of a demigod. Later, the rune of death spread across the lands between, through the underground roots of the great tree, sprouting in the form of death root. It's really interesting terminology, because the rune of death spread across the lands between from the roots of the great tree, which pretty explicitly is not called the Erd tree. So there is a great tree, which if you've seen the announcement art for the DLC of this game, that may be a hint at what that might be, which I think is pretty cool. Anyway, there are a lot of plots and stuff there that we're going to talk about later, but for now, we're going to give this man some nom-noms.
I smell it. Death. Feed it me. Tarnished. Bring more deaths. I shall grant thee eye and claw. Feed me more.
So, I don't have any more right now, but he gave me the beast eye, which will let me suss out where more death root is if I get near it. Excuse me. And he gave me the claw mark seal, which is actually a catalyst to perform miracles, which I'm not really going for in this playthrough, but that's okay. Oh, Melina.
Forgive me. I've been testing you to determine if the Elden Ring would truly have you, if you had the mettle to endure this long and arduous path. It seems my worries were unfounded. Torrent had your measure from the very start, whereas I merely pretended. There is but one other thing I can do to offer you guidance. I can take you to the Round Table Hold, gathering place of tarnished champions, guided by grace.
So, we don't really have an option here, but that's okay, because I've been waiting for her to give me this option.
Very well. Let my hand rest upon you for but a moment.
She is now taking us to essentially the hub area of this game, which you don't have immediate access to, but here we are. The Round Table Hold. Here we have a couple new characters to meet. Here is our miracle vendor.
Oh, I see you've just arrived. Welcome to the Round Table Hold. I'm Corin, a man of the cloth. I teach incantations.
Incantations.
Strength granted us by the Two Fingers, and explore the secrets of the Golden Order, so that one day, if a tarnished of the Round Table Hold should become Elden Lord, I might counsel them, ensuring order regains its proper form, righting rule over men. By the way, do you still see it? The guidance of grace.
You can tell him that you don't see the guidance of grace, but I don't really see the point in lying to him, so I just tell him I see it.
You do? Wonderful news. Most tarnished are blind to it these days. You are something of a rare breed. Well, what do you say? Care to learn an incantation of the Two Fingers?
My answer is meh.
May the Golden Order shine through you.
So, like I said, he will teach incantations, which are the miracles in this game. Here's our buddy D.
You've met Garang, I take it. then owing to our duties shared, we are now comrades in arms. I think you've earned this. The power of the Golden Order to aid the hunt of those who live in death.
So he has incantations as well, to help do holy damage to the undead. Again, we're not really going for a build like that, but we can ask him about himself.
I serve the Golden Order, that I might put this crooked land to rights, following only the guidance of the great Elden Ring. Those who live in death fall outside the principles of the Golden Order. Their mere existence sullies the guidance of gold, tainting its truth. And so it is the vermin must be exterminated, down to the very last.
So, he's a bit of a crusader against those who live in death, but we don't know a whole lot about them at this point.
Ah, hello. You must be new here. Well, just call me Dialos. The honor of one's house holds little import in these lands. By the way, have you met a young woman named Lanya on your travels? She's my servant, but fickle as the wind. Take your eyes off her for but a moment and she's good as gone. If you find her, please be sure to tell me.
So, this Dialos is actually a lord, and his drip is immaculate. I love his armor, but he's looking for his servant, who is fickle as the wind. Can't really help him with that now, but it's good to keep in mind. I'm gonna go over here and meet this really cool guy. Doesn't say a word, but gives you the cool guy emote, which I'm going to put here. That lean. It's a good pose. And through here, we have... These look like mummies, but I think they are kind of alive. But they're a merchant. And from them, you can buy a cool set of new armor, or a couple of weapons, kind of basic ones. I want this memory stone, which gives me another memory slot, which will let me learn more spells at a single time. Alright. And over here, we got a couple of NPCs to meet. I'm only going to do this once, because I tend not to interact with Fia a whole lot, but here she is.
Greetings, great champion called by grace. I am Fia. Circumstances have compelled my stay at the Round Table Hold. Great champion, would you allow me to hold you? But briefly, perhaps you might share with me some of your lively vigor and your stout-heartedness. Doing so will grant me the warmth of a champion, and you, I am sure, will bear a Baldakin's blessing. Do you think it vulgar, perhaps? Where I come from, it is a sacred act.
So, you can let the pretty lady hold you, which I will do, just to show you what happens.
My thanks, great champion. You are very warm.
So I got a blessing from her.
What you felt light up inside you was a Baldakin's blessing. Though it is but a fleeting thing, I am afraid. Come back to me, should you require another. I will take you in my arms as often as you need.
So that blessing, I'm pretty sure, just gives you a buff to your poise, I'm pretty sure. But if you look up at the top left, I have a little down arrow next to a red square underneath my stamina bar. She sapped a little bit of my health away. So this is favor bestowed by a deathbed companion. Protection of a hidden temple in the guise of a bedchamber. Yeah, let's see. Lets me boost poise. This favor allows one to forget any aches and pains. In death, there is only peace, for in death, there can be no sensation. So that is Fia from the intro, the Deathbed Companion. So I went ahead and popped the blessing because it was lowering my health as a result, and I don't want that. And I think when this blessing departs, I'll get my health back, I'm pretty sure. This mirror will let you change your character model, kind of redo your physical appearance. And we have our blacksmith.
You're a new face. No matter, it's all the same. Lay out your arms. Let's get smithing.
This is Hugh, and we can ask him about the chains on his legs.
I see you've noticed the chains. Nothing special. I'm a prisoner and these are my chains. I'm trapped by the hold. I'm dying, smithing for you fools. That's all there is to it.
So you're a prisoner?
No, don't read too much into it. I've no grudge against you. My being a prisoner is no fault of yours. Besides, I don't mind smithing. Despite my differences, the weapons get stronger all the same. Given time, technique never fails. Besides, it helps me forget the sheer terror of her.
The sheer terror of her. That is an interesting quote. I might upgrade my staff a little bit here. And I'm getting a little warm, so I'm going to turn my fan on real quick. Be just a moment. Alright. Sorry to make you listen to Hugh's hammering for a minute, but wanted to cool the room down a little bit. The door closed, it gets a little warm. Alright.
Back already, no matter.
Oh, I don't have enough runes to keep upgrading right now. I might pop some and actually use them to level up a little bit. Yeah, I've got quite a few. We'll get a few levels from this, which will feel pretty good. And how about... I'm kind of speccing for a very specific build. They do let you respec after a little while, but I'm trying to remember what I might need. I might be good for now. I think... Yeah, I'm gonna need a little bit more dex to use the flail, which I have a very specific reason for wanting to use the flail. Just not yet. My mic keeps slipping. There we go. Okay. I think that might be about all I need from here for now. But yeah, I'm gonna go back to the Bestial Sanctum, because that portal, it teleports you right into the middle of just a brutal area. So like the guy out here guarding the entrance to the sanctum, he will one-shot me if I try to attack him. And you know what? My runes are right here, so I'll just show you. Or I'll respawn right here. Yeah, he's actually a boss, believe it or not. Yep. Look at that health bar. He did not give a shit about me. But again, luckily, they respawn back in here. And get my runes back. And, even better, I can avoid him entirely. And that's what I'm going to do for a little bit. This is kind of a shortcut, if you know how to use it, to leveling up pretty quickly and easily. There's another seed here. And there are some little pygmy enemies. I think they're like the pygmy militia. They're also very stout, because this is a late game area. But, because Elden Ring is as open as it is, you can just piece out from all of them. And light your own way with graces. Got another dragon on a bridge over here. Just like Agil in the last video. However, I'm not going to stop to fight this guy either. So this is Grail, and I want nothing to do with him, because I just flicked him with a toothpick, basically. So I'm gonna run real hard. I'm actually going to go over here to the left. There's another graveyard, which will give me some more runes. I've still got the boss music playing, but I'm pretty sure he will not leave the bridge. Grail. Yeah, he's still over there. Don't worry about him. I can jump down here, thanks to this air current, and I won't get hurt. But I'm next to a little... it's a mage tower, basically. And there are a few of these dotted across the landscape. Unfortunately, I can't get in. This is Lenny's Rise. So the door is blocked. So to get in, you need to find another way. Luckily, I know that way. So this air current that stopped me from taking damage, I can ride it up too. In fact, up onto the roof. And from here, I can jump down into this little balcony. And I've now found a way in. I can go back to the entrance this way. But if you're doing this like I am, way before you should, I don't recommend it, because this enemy is very stout as well. Look at that health bar. Doing nothing. That is just a ball of faces. And we're gonna let him chill. He doesn't really follow you, because it is just a ball of faces, but I'm gonna let him just have a day. What I want is up here. Take this helmet off too. Yeah, at the top of just about all of these mage towers is a memory stone, which will again help me unlock even more spell slots. And I'm just going to leave the way I came in, through the balcony. Gonna ride the air back up. Oh. Get another rune. And if I'm not mistaken, I'm actually going to try to get to that castle over there. I think? Maybe? I'm pretty sure that's where I'm trying to go. Yeah. Again, this is a way over-leveled area for me. So there's some stuff that I'm just gonna run right on by. Again, we'll start actually interacting with more of the environment as the playthrough goes on, but I'm trying to set up my build for now. There's another minor Erd tree. This one has a guardian around it. An avatar, which I'm not gonna fight. I'm gonna ride another air current. Because he can't follow me up here. And yep, this is where I wanted to be. This castle here in the middle of, man, who knows where, is called, I think it'll tell me out here, maybe? Do I have to go in? Fort Faroth. Which, if you remember, and I forgive you if you don't, but when I got the Dectus medallion, or half of it, it told me that the right half is said to reside in Fort Faroth, in the Dragon Barrow, far to the east. So, thanks to Dee's little portal, we managed to find our way far to the east, and get up to Fort Faroth. Again, everything in here will kill me, immediately. Which is why we sprint. That's why we keep sprinting. That's why we don't bother with any of these guys, at all. We just run. Even though we get poisoned, we ignore that for now. Because bats can't climb ladders, or fly up, apparently. Which I'll take that. Open this chest. and we get the other half of the Dectus Medallion, which again will become relevant much later. And while we're here, I'm going to get a very helpful talisman by jumping down to one of these areas. And I'm literally sprinting through here, because otherwise I will die. I'm gonna look at that in a minute. Right now I'm gonna try not to get eaten by rats. And you know what? It went okay. That really went okay. This guy followed me, but I think I can fall again. Not get trapped. Oh, kinda get trapped. Don't die, don't die, don't die. Whew! Whew. Alright, we made it out. So, that YOLO sprint, which is probably really incomprehensible, got me Radagon's Sore Seal. So this is a legendary talisman. It's the eye, it is an eye, engraved with an Elden rune, said to be the seal of King Consort Radagon. It greatly increases vigor, endurance, strength, and dexterity, but also increases damage taken by a similar measure. Solemn duty weighs upon the one beholden, not unlike a gnawing curse from which there is no deliverance. So yeah, this will give me a whole lot better stats, but it will also make me take a whole lot more damage. So I'm gonna wear it because I like to live dangerously. And I don't know if I want to subject everyone to this, but I'm gonna find a way to level up quite a bit. This is a cheese strat, and it's not recommended if you want to just play through the game organically, but I've played this game several times, and so I think I will exhibit this. With my enhanced stats, I can use the flail, which will do bleed damage, and with that bleed damage, I'm going to attack this giant mound, which, if it's not clear, is actually the sleeping body of a gigantic dragon, which is surrounded by other sleeping dragons. So she woke up, this giant dragon is awake and it knows I'm here, but it can't attack me directly. And now that I'm back at its tail, I can attack it. So, marking the time, 1:31:57 on my screen. We're gonna see how long it takes for me to kill this thing. This is gonna be riveting footage, I guarantee you. Because I'm literally just gonna be out here smacking its tail. You can see its health bar is not doing a lot until right then. That's when the bleed status effect builds up and actually does, I think, it's a percentage of its health. I want to say like 15%, maybe 20. So yeah, that's why my attacks, well, they do like 40 damage apiece, eventually stack up to do like 13,000 damage. So yeah, I know this is probably real interesting to watch, but if you made it this far into the video or VOD, you're here for the long run. So you've kind of literally asked for this at this point. Or you can just skip ahead too. I won't be mad. Because the reward will be pretty nice, actually. I'm missing with that fourth swing here. is like an optimal spot to smack her tail. You may have noticed too, I think I said it, that there were more dragons sleeping around her. They're all awake now too. They don't know where I am. And I'm taking full advantage of that. So again, just keep swinging until her bleed damage gets her down to 0. So I think we might need to do it about 3 more times. And again, we're about 3 minutes in to this process. Waiting for my stamina to recharge too. If I were any good with video editing, I would fast forward this with some kind of royalty-free background music. Yeah, also, when she screeches like that, she's actually doing damage to my ability to do damage and to my armor rating. You can see that below my stamina bar too. So, it's really just a bad idea to actually try and attack her from the front, or attack the dragons around her. Yeah, I think we may need 2 more actually. And I'm doing this because of the rune reward that will drop once she actually dies. Which I'm actually going to supplement here in a second, because I got an item down in the river basin which will give me more runes when I defeat an enemy. Okay, so she's got barely any health. I picked up a gold pickled foul foot, which is an item that will boost the amount of runes obtained from defeating enemies for a certain duration. Since old times, the needy would scrape the meat clean, even from a fowl's claw. So, I'm going to use it now. Take a bite of that. And I'll just swing away until she dies. I think I can get her while this item is still active. She doesn't have a ton of health left. And I'm not sure if the bleed is going to proc or not. Oh, that dragon sees me. This might get a little dicey. He might have lost me. And there she goes. And watch my runes in the bottom right. Because when she dies, all of the other dragons die too. And they give me 5 dragon hearts and 98,000 runes. So, that's cheesy, I know. And it took me a solid 7 minutes to figure that, or to get that done. But, I think I mentioned that in the last episode as an early strat to get a decent amount of levels in you, which I'm going to take full advantage of. Trying to think how I best want to spend these real quick. That's not a bad way to do it. It's given me a decent amount of everything. want to get my strength stat up a little bit more. The total I'm going to need for strength is 16 for some of the weapons I'm going to want to use. And yeah, 100 more health, 10 more mana. Yeah, this feels good. Anyway, so yeah, that was my cheesy strat. And now all the dragons are gone from this area. And it makes it a little safer to run around now. We're pretty nearby another one of those towers, which I don't think I'm going to take the time to climb right now, even though I could. I'm going to try and climb this rock, because if I'm not mistaken, there's a decent amount of late game swag up here too. Got some smithing stones that I won't be able to use for a while. But yeah, you can get a sense of the lay of this land. That's the cathedral that we start at, way up there. And I walked around to Fort Faroth. And I might see if I can find the map for this area. Yeah, it's up here. And I can see my marker. So let's get a sense of where we are. This land is very different from Limgrave. This is Caelid. Well, it's the Dragon Barrow, but it's also Caelid in the east. And this is roughly where the Jar Man, Alexander, said he was trying to get to. And thanks to some tricksy stuff, we actually beat him here. It's not cheating, because the game literally gives you a portal to come straight here. Again, I'm ignoring all the dragons, because they are very stout, and I'm not. Got my map. And we'll get to a safe spot so we can look at it. I think there is a grace point somewhere up here. I'm looking to see... if I can find evidence of a grace. I'm sure there's one around here somewhere. Ah, yes. There you are. So yes, here is the Dragon Barrow map. This is about as far east down here that we can get. And it's actually connecting back over here to Limgrave. I'm trying to see... got a few runes left, I think. There's one more place I can get to. That will be helpful, somewhat. Just to showcase the area a little bit more. So as you can see, we've got some doggies up here. Some good boys. Big sweeties. I do not recommend that you pet the puppies, though. You can get to this shack, talk to this merchant who's wearing some kind of mask.
Well, there's been an age since I've seen a customer. How can I help here at the end of the earth?
Can't imagine why you don't get a lot of customers out here. Okay. So yeah, he's got a different torch called the Beast Repellent Torch. So this aroma pacifies wild beasts. And it's actually fairly handy to get, I think. Do I want it or do I want fashion? That's the big question. I think I can get a few more runes. So get the torch.
Safe journey.
And yeah, there's a whole samurai set that he's selling. I don't know if we'll wear the whole set of armor, but maybe a little bit of it. Make sure we can afford it. Maybe pop that last one. It's a big one.
Anything else for you?
I'll get the helmet too. Why not? Also, these sacrificial twigs will let me keep my runes every time I die. And so I'll probably get one, just in case.
Have a safe journey.
Let's see about some actual fashion here. So this will give me less physical protection, but more against magic, which is kind of nice. Some gauntlets, we don't have any, so we may as well. And all around better pants. And this set, it says it's from the land of reeds, which is okay, yeah, it doesn't have a whole lot of lore about the land, but it's basically a stand-in for the Far East, because this is the armor that you get when you start with the samurai class. And again, I'm not very samurai in this playthrough, but the drip's pretty nice, so we'll probably wear this for a while going forward. And let's see, we may actually call it here. I kind of set myself up to be a little bit more sturdy going forward. Showed you all a little bit of a cheesy strat. Got a decent amount of levels in our stats. I can maybe get one more. No, I can't. I'm missing about 3k. That's okay. But yeah, hopefully this is still entertaining. It's the start of the journey. I like to do a little bit of housekeeping before I throw myself against some of the early challenges in the game, because you can. More than other Souls games which kind of make you beat your head against walls until you get good enough to break through. I think this game encourages exploration and actually finding simpler ways to get better, rather than just beating your head against tough bosses. So we've prepared ourselves to go do that. So maybe next time I will, or am I feeling squirrely? Do I want to try the river, the boss again there? Maybe I do. Maybe I do. That feels a little more climactic. A little more climactic than just running away after getting a set of armor. So now that we have, I think, twice the levels that we had before, let's try them again. How about that? Let's try them again. I said that I would. It'd be a nice little parallel for the beginning and end of the video. Let's give it a shot. So he's doing less than half of my health now. So every shot was about half, if not more, before. So we're a little bit better at living. Still hits pretty hard. surprised that didn't hit him. Too early. Too dead. About to be too dead. Man. Not anticipating well. But I think we can do it. Okay, well, we'll get stomped on. I think this is doable, though. This is much more doable now. Too late on that. That's okay. Okay. I would like you to stop spitting your goo everywhere. Okay. So it's hard for me to get his head, but that did a little bit more damage. Just wave your sword at him. That's cool. Now. There we go. All right. So he dropped some additional ashes. We're actually getting quite a few of those now, which we'll make some more use of, probably here soon. But we can retreat from this arena for now. And since that is the majority of what we can do around here at the moment, I'm just going to, guess, probably flick on back to this church here, back in Limgrave. And again, now that we're a little bit beefier, maybe we can make a little bit more main story progress in our next video. But I appreciate anyone following along, hanging out. Hopefully this is enjoyable. I'm having a good time. So yeah, I'll probably end it here with that little victory. And I'll see you in the next stream or in the next video. I appreciate anyone hanging out. You have a good one.